guess what is the #1 item that we as a race of people buy disproportionately to any other race? Y'all want to guess?
Rims. TV.
So, cell phones. They call it, this is the telephone service. But we know that's cell phone. And that's not from me or Bird, that's from the University of Georgia, where they do a study on what they call multicultural buying power. That means clothes comes on down the line, utilities, shoes. There are about 5 of them that they say we disproportionately spend more money on. Because it comes back to our buying power. It's not that we don't have money. That's not the case at all. It's how we choose to spend it. Businesses. The history of businesses in our community is when the old man or the lady owner who founded it dies, business dies. So we're always in a startup mode. Okay? We never get to the point that our businesses flourish. Okay? That's why I'm familiar with Martin Garrett in the Woods, in what area. But the day Fred Garrett's 87 years old, the day that Fred Garrett doesn't wake up, they will bury people at Martin Garrett in the Woods. That's what you talk about how much more education we have, but really how dumb we are when it comes to compare to what some of our ancestors did with very little education. There were 3 of those benevolent temple buildings built throughout South Carolina, Greenville, Charleston, and Columbia. We lost it. Okay? White real estate firm came along and bought it, got it on the historical preservation register, and they were independent advertising. We had a black financial institution on Washington Street. Okay. Lasted about 7 or 8 years ago. This was back around Bird time back in that. But we don't have it. There's only one black bank in the state of South Carolina. Okay. That's in Columbia, South Carolina. It's called Victory Savings Bank. That was old one lady founded many years ago. It still exists. It has had a name change to South Carolina Community Bank. And I always try to set the story straight because we operate under so many false assumptions. Service Bank was not a black-owned bank. Okay. It was operated from the top down, which is about as close as we're going to get to owning one. But it was not a black-owned bank. It was owned by stockholders. Okay. White, many of them. You heard of the hedge fund organizations in New York with big investments. But I tell folks, we perpetrate so much that we lose the reality of what's happening to us in our community. And I say, folks, we are the most apathetic, uncaring people you'll find anywhere in the world, I think. Because things that happen in other communities, they don't bother us. It's almost like we think they're supposed to happen.
Right here in New York State. I assume that $24 billion is for all of South Carolina?
South Carolina. Okay. $2 billion is
across the country, according to the Nielsen report I pulled up today, the black community spends over $1 trillion. Now, $1 trillion is hard to wrap your mind around, so I'm taking 60 seconds. to give you an idea what that is. This lady right here, I'm gonna give you $1 million right now, and an hour from now, I'm gonna give you another $1 million. And an hour from then, I'm gonna give you another $1 million. I'm gonna do that every day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year, for 104 years. And at the end of 104 years, you'll have $1 trillion. That's what's going through our community every year. And yet we own nothing and we control nothing. Now, I did some more research in Canada, Mexico, China, Japan, Germany, South Korea, the United Kingdom, that's England, France, Switzerland, and India. Combined, imports and exports in and out of this country do not equal $1 trillion. The top 10 trading partners of the United States of America does not equal the buying power of Black Americans. We are the #1 trading partner for white America. 98 cents out of every dollar you earn, you run right back and sell it, give it right back to the white man. 98 cents out of every dollar. We boycott black business. We drive right by, we won't do business with each other. And then we wonder why white neighborhoods look so nice and black neighborhoods are deteriorating. While we're driving raggedy cars and they're driving new cars. You know why? Because they're living off of their salary and their earnings and our earnings. That's my contribution.
Why is it that we have $1 trillion in the nation, 24, 25, 26 billion dollars right here, and we don't have the places that we want to go to do the things we want to do? Why don't you own it? Nice looking, handsome man, why don't you own a business? Why? Who could tell me? What's going on with us? Why don't we have something?
Can't get the loan.
Banks can't get the loans. Every Sunday, churches in South Carolina deposit how much, Mr. Payton? On every Monday morning, the churches and black churches in South Carolina deposit how much, Mr. Payton?
Between 18 and 24 million dollars.
18 to 24 million dollars come out of your church. Just went to your bank. The question is, how do we get them to do business with us? L.R. Berg is famous for saying, if you don't have a plan, somebody has a plan for you. And if you're not working on your plan, you're already part of somebody else. All right? Because I'm not real smart, but in this entrepreneurial class, they said there's a thing called supply and demand. The law in South Carolina after October is going to require that every South Carolinian with a driver's license in the state must have one of these before you'll give you a $150 ticket. Hello? You need to wait 2 years to see the figures on how much somebody's going to make before you say, let's put one on the corner or two. You got to have a plan. Now that's no joke. This is real. You know that. We're spending about an average of $300 to $400 a month on cell phone service. Think about that. And when you go back and say, you know, right, Johnny got a phone, Mary got a phone, I got a phone, we combined it, but each one of us paying $40 to $60. Not counting if we want to add more text, got a little more time back. Okay, now, we were brought here for this, employment. Blacks were not brought to America for basketball. Employment. We must, in order to get monies back into this room, if we were all sitting there and had a figure, we said, listen, we got to go out and some people have to go to work and earn something. So that's labor. So the first thing we have to do is labor. We need to control it. We need to make sure that when that money's coming into our neighborhoods, we've improved our stinking thinking. We've taught our dollars more sense because we go to work on Monday, get paid on Friday, they got it back by Monday afternoon. Okay? Now, the next way is contracts. We must make sure that the people we're spending our money with, one, hire us. The people we spend our money with, allow our children to spend their money with, we must have some way of knowing that they hire us and promote us from the bottom to the top. We're not just at the entry level making the least amount of money. We need to be up in the corporate suites. And if not, we need to make sure we're not giving them all our money. The next thing we need to make sure is that that business that we spend our money with uses us. We must do business with people that do business with us. Whether it's a lawyer, grass man, newspaper, radio, consultant, whatever it is, and we need to start thinking of some of those things. Nightclubs are open. Okay? You know, make sure that those dollars are coming back in our community by way of contracts, business opportunities. That includes now the contracts with your business to cut the grass, your contracts to do the nurse service, your contracts. The next thing we must have, contributions. Stop your churches from going to these corporations where we're spending $1 trillion getting a 25-page ad and come back telling us they nice, they put an ad in our souvenir book. As a matter of fact, this so bad now, they pretty much tell you no. Only people who don't realize that we are worth a lot of money in many instances are us.
That's right.
Okay? What if we come together and decide we have a plan, if we don't stay together, if we don't teach it and teach it and teach it, people who we take that money from won't like it. I'm telling you now, his generation is literally in charge. 57% of our population is his generation, and more babies are coming. We're just going to get older. Soon he'll be in that group. But they're saying, listen, I grew up with it. I'm not mad at anybody because they're white or yellow or brown. I'm not mad at them because they're gay, or I'm just not mad like we used to be anymore. They don't have the same pressures. They weren't being insulted. But we see it creeping back up. I saw it on a highway in California when they were beating a 55-year-old grandma. My son didn't want to deal with it. He didn't want to talk about it. So that was, she should have stopped when he said that. Now, it's not realistic to say that the answer to our problem is we got to have a black business. All black people got to come. We've already concluded that's not going to happen. We got to stick together. So what we need to think about now is how do we, here today, in just your household, come up with a plan that will change our spending habits.
So it's all about what you feed your kids as they grow up. People my age if they're not enthusiastic about life, it's that slave. I feel like we have a slave mentality. We don't breed creativity. We don't tell them that you can be a game changer. It's like, don't wake up, change the system, wake up, be a part of the system.